Oh, man. It was raining when you gave it to me. Is it on? I'm waiting for the playback to go. The more I see you, the more that I feel inside. All right. It sounds like I can see myself on the camera now here, and the playback. That's a little delay to it, but let's see if I have the sound off. All right, good, good, good. What is good, everybody? KazamaFury here. I'm gonna leave a couple people here for a second on the screen as I get things prepared. Okay, so let's let's rock it. Hey, what's good? Good morning. Oh my god. What's good, everybody? I am back and we're gonna get this going. Anything. Talk to me in the comment section. Anybody who's there, I don't care. Because I have a lot to talk about. It was just something I came across. It ain't really anything drastic, but it's gaming related. And what's good, everybody? Good morning, whatever time it is where you're at. It's about to be lunchtime here. So anyway, y'all, something came to my attention that was said maybe a few weeks ago, but I think I just been so busy. It just finally matched up with things that I've been saying on my channel for a long time about the gaming industry. We going into this next generation of gaming, and it's funny how the narrative changes differently when you are part of a company. You start to basically you take on that person, you take on their talking points. It's your job. That's what you do. You take on their talking points because it's your job. That's how you honor it. But once you actually leave the company, you start to really speak trueness. And for a long time, I thought when Sean Layden left the company that it was basically because he had a conflict of interest with Sony. Because when he was up there on stage, he was actually saying, this whole thing about AAA games, these games that take a long time. They go anywhere from 80 to 150 million dollars to produce. These games that take many years to produce. And it costs that amount. And this is not me saying I'm vouching for games to be more expensive. This was proving my point that, let's say, for example, you spending with marketing, development costs, and the years it taken development costs, which actually go towards the making the budget higher because of the years spent in development, R&D, man hours, marketing, all these other things in nature are actually causing a lot of games budgets to go high. And my thing is that I fear the most about Sony is that it's a lot of their I'm getting all these notifications while I'm on here. It's you getting all of these high budget games, but these games aren't. Hey, how you doing, man? These games aren't guaranteed to sell. All right, and even if they are popular games, let's do the math here. All right, let's see if I got something to do math on. All right, let's say for example you sell a game at $60 a pop, right? Like it's important that you get these games to sell day one. What's four? All right, what's 4 million times Thanks, man. Let's say for example you want a game to sell 4 million, right? Okay, 4 million out the door, $60, 240 million. Okay, and then the game just stops at 4 million, right? Case in point, you made $240 million because you had games that quickly sold $214 million. But let's say the game budget wise cost you $150 million, and then you had to market this game as cost you another $100 million or so, and you're looking at spending somewhere about $250 million. And of course, the game's going to sell more than that, but the game might peak at 4 million. The game might not sell 4 million, and you basically are breaking even or you making very little project. You spent years developing a game, and only to break even for what the game's total budget was. I mean, I hate to say it, this is what happened with Konami. All that money that Hideo Kojima put into Metal Gear Solid 5. And for what? To pay Kiefer Sutherland? Did you ask for Kiefer Sutherland to be the voice of Snake and Big Boss? No. More than likely, you asked for David Hayter to continue doing a job that he did so well since Metal Gear Solid's inception. You didn't ask for Kiefer Sutherland, and Kiefer Sutherland had little to no talking in that game, because you come to find out, spoiler alert, you weren't even playing as the actual Big Boss. He's playing as the medic who had his face surgically altered and his memories fucked with to take on Boss. He's like, I'm Big Boss, and so are you. You know, I understand that they was trying to make sense of the whole Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 situation when you killed Big Boss and then somehow he's alive again. Because now they're trying to say you killed Venom Snake, which is the protagonist in Metal Gear Solid 5. You killed him in the first Metal Gear game, and then in the second game, you killed the actual Big Boss. But they were trying to make sense of that, but they did not bridge enough for the game together for you to understand that. Well, for the casual Metal Gear fans to understand that. The thing is that Konami stepped them like, look, you're spending way too much money on this game. And I know where I'm upset about it, but my thing is, you could have saved a lot of money not hiring Kiefer Sutherland. You could have saved a lot of money. Just basically just like, yeah, that. But this is where a lot of people are going. Like, Konami's a greedy company. Konami want easy money. We get it. But this is how a lot of these industries are going to start acting. Because it's coming to the point where spending money, a lot of money on a game to develop a game isn't getting them paid. They don't give a damn about our happiness. I don't care what you think. They don't give a damn about our happiness to that degree. Well, to a degree. They want us to buy their products, okay? Whereas this is why I'm thinking this is why game on demand is starting to increase. This is why Game Pass is doing well. Okay? Because people are starting to realize, look, the AAA, I personally starting to understand that it's not going to be sustainable for a long time. I mean, look how long these games take, you know? Let's say Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and that shit is trash. They done spent hundreds of $millions because you know they've been developing it for years now. And it bombs, okay? Why you think they keep... But you know what's going to help them out? Actually, online, them pushing Grand Theft Auto 5 down your throat and playing online, and you spend the money and the shark cards and all this other stuff, that's been helping their budget. And it's come down to this. It really has. All the stuff that we complain about is keeping these games at a certain price. You know, they're keeping it for going beyond $60. But imagine it's gonna end up going past $60. And if you think I'm crazy, look at 2K. 2K 2K21. Talking about $70. Why? Because you got a picture of the late great Kobe Bryant on there? You trying to say because of next gen standards? You know, there's certain games that I buy this on, and I want to. That's what I'm getting into now. There's certain games that I buy this on that the production is going to cost, and there's certain games if you're using the same fucking engine every year, like Madden, like Call of Duty, like that. These games are easy for you to develop, so you're not spending that much money on it. I don't want to hear none of that garbage when it comes to Call of Duty, Madden, yearly franchises. I don't want to hear nothing on those. I know these games cost less and less to make, but you want to charge a lot of money to play. You want to charge season passes and downloadable content on those. Why? You know? Why? Now, if you were funding an ambitious project, I can understand that. But you're not. Ubisoft, EA, and the worst news came, y'all. EA hinted that they possibly are going to be the ones to pick up the rights to the franchises from WB Games. I wish it was Microsoft. Not because I want Microsoft to have everything. It's because EA is just that fucking bad. EA is terrible. You know? If their treatment of the Star Wars franchise isn't proof enough, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. And they made hints that they are acquiring that. And you know, it's already been rumors at the beginning of this year, like 3 months ago, that Silent Hill and Metal Gear were being looked at to be purchased by Microsoft. There's so many gaming rumors going on right now. And it's stopped, you know, the rumors of a new Silent Hill for the PS5 stopped around the time these rumors came out about Microsoft and this. Because this is what it's going to come down to right now. It's going to come down to intellectual properties. This is what it's going to come down to with it. And intellectual properties are going to be key going into this next generation. You know, people look at these big budget projects and they be like, oh, well, this game here is great. You know, Ghost of Tsushima is so great. Uncharted, this great, Halo Infinite, blah blah blah, Forza. Well, I think Forza, I don't know. Anyway, you get what I'm saying with these. They looking at these games though, but these games take a long time to develop, and I'm starting to wonder, like, do we actually just need games that are actually on smaller scale? Just a plethora of games that are still lengthy in time, but are very, very rudimentary when it comes to being developed. Because you want the companies to churn out quality games at a more often rate, right? But these companies want to be able to do that and save money. So they're going to be looking at alternatives, or they're going to be looking at some way to rob Peter to pay Paul. And something like Game Pass actually funds, it compensates for so many different things within Microsoft's infrastructure, whereas Sony needs something like that as well. Because like I said, if a game, like these games have been laden, the former guy who ran PlayStation has been talking, and he said, what about making it that the market's not sustainable with the AAA market? And now, you know, I understand where he's coming from on that, because I've been saying it myself when, you know, certain fanboys come by and they want to talk about the next generation of gaming. And I'm telling you, look, how does it feel that these games sell so many copies, they do well, but the company has nothing financially strong to show for it? They want to change that. They care about business. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck about you to a certain degree. They care about the almighty dollar. We just happen to be that catalyst. So they have to cater to us to a certain degree. They do. But they need to find ways to cater to us, and more importantly, cater to themselves, because that's more important. And this is what I've been trying to tell people about it. But going into this next generation, like, we have, what AAA game do we have ready for PlayStation 5? Like, AAA that took a long time to develop. Don't say Miles Morales, because we all know that's just an enhanced PS4 game, enhanced on the PS5. So much to the degree that they know it's downloadable content, that they're going to include an enhanced version of Spider-Man with it, because they know that it's not worth paying $60 for it by itself. You know? They know that. But there's nothing ready. Look at the condition of Halo Infinite. You know? What build is that? Is that even running on Series X? Why there's no facial expressions? You know? Why they look like Stonehenge? There's nothing. Like, what build is this? What's going on here? This game been in development too long. Like, what's the deal? Like, what is the deal? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. But I'm looking at it from this standpoint. These games cost a lot to develop on. And I, for one, can give a rat's ass how much you spending to make blades in the grass look so realistic and stuff. If I'm not having fun with the game, why do I care about how good it looks? All right? That's like me and a woman. That woman can look straight banging, but if she ain't taking D, she don't know how to give head. She don't know how to do none of that. She don't know how to even be a mother. She don't know how to cook. Like, not that I'm saying women need to cook for people. I'm just saying she has no sex game. She has no character. She has no life skills. She just looks good. I don't want games to just look good. You know? When back in the day when games were actually cheaper to make and the technology was limited, guess what? They put as much as they can into the gameplay to compensate for it. They're like, oh yeah, this game's fairly short because this is all we can fit on an 8-bit cartridge. Let's make the game challenging. Let's make the game fun. Let's do these things. Let's make the game playable. Like, look at the original Super Mario games. 1, 2, 3 especially. Always Super Mario World 2 and Super NES. Look at that. Look how much exploration Shigeru Miyamoto put into these games. Because back then, gameplay is key. Now today, oh, look at Jin Sakai and his sword and stuff. And I get it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game and stuff. I get that. The wind, using the wind to guide you certain directions, doing the same stun kill, lock kills, all of I get it. I get it. But the games have become more story driven and less playable. You know, they have. Like, Neil Druckmann even went out his way to say that you're not going to enjoy The Last of Us 2. He already knew this backlash was coming. He didn't know just how immature these motherfuckers would be, but he knew the backlash was coming. Because this is what's happening in the games today. You making something as interactive as video games into art. All right? I mean, hell, even Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice is an artistic game. But you playing as a character who's going through a lot of mental issues. Like, the game is like that. You're going through a character that's going through a lot of mental issues, hallucinations, all these other things, all these other psychotic things you're going through and stuff. But I am one who like to play a game. I'm like somebody who really likes to play games. Play like either in sandbox games, fighting games, or action adventure, things of that nature that I'm actually playing. I want to be sitting there. It was like, you know, to really be free, a person's genetic order. Do we really pass down genes to everyone? Is it in our destiny to fight? And then meanwhile, I'm on the toilet taking a shit, and all this is playing Metal Gear. You know, you get what I'm saying. I understand that the technology is there now for you to tell your narrative, but when it becomes more narrative and less gameplay, I'm looking like, okay, all right. Let me just. I'm gonna be over there fixing me a grilled cheese sandwich while this plays on. You know, certain people have actually tried to put quick time events into it. It's stuff to keep you like, oh, you gotta keep watching, you gotta stay watching. I'm like, oh my god, just why is this happening? Uh, so I would rather a game have a modest budget and be high quality when it comes to gameplay. I don't want beautiful games that you play less of. If I wanted to watch something beautiful, I would watch a movie in 4K, shot very cinematically, high, things of that nature. I would watch that. When I'm playing the game, I want the game to look good, okay? Don't get me wrong. I do want the game to look good. I just don't want it to look good at the sacrifice of gameplay. Because, like I said earlier, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and next thing you know, you're taking away from elements of a game that shouldn't matter. Okay? You should. Now, if a game has a slant, it has a good story, it has exciting gameplay to it, yeah, that's a beautiful, and it looks good. That's a trifecta right there. Oh yeah, no. Let's not forget the most important thing. It's four things. I said trifecta. I meant four things. It's got to have a gameplay tight, story tight, looks good, runs good. We getting into this era where we got these more advanced hardware going on, but guess what? We don't have enough people pushing the game to 60 frames per second. 60 frames should be the standard. I don't give a damn about no 4K TV. Oh yeah, and speaking of 4K TV, have you heard Sony saying to really take advantage of PlayStation 5's next generation capability, you have to purchase, no, you don't have to. We have 3 TVs that are available right now, that are coming. The 4K TV is $1,000. It's going to have the low, the best latency, the best low level latency 4K. And then we're going to have 2 more models starting at $6,000. That's going to be 8K. We haven't even got a true 4K TV this generation. You're talking about paying $1,000 for a 4K TV and then paying $6,000 to $8,000 for 8K TVs when you haven't even utilized 4 fully yet. No video game has either. You optimize games for it. Optimized. I'm talking about fully immersed. Like it's. And speaking of optimization and games immersed in 4K, oh yeah, if you're gonna make a game that's true 4K experience, that's gonna cost more in development, which goes towards the budget. This is why I'm like, you know what? I don't want no $70 game. I don't want a game that takes 8,000 years to make. And then when you finally play it, it's not as fun as you think it is. But you spent that money on it, and goddamn it, I'm such a fanboy. I gotta tell myself this game is good. I gotta, look up into the rain and get hypnotized like I'm a fucking chicken. No. This is how a lot of people look at it. And I'm like, dude. So, and I'm coming from this point, like, I always come from this point where I don't game on just one console, okay? But looking at this next gen PC building is looking so enticing to me right now. It really looking so enticing to me. Right now I have 2 27-inch monitors right here in front of me that I'm actually demonstrate that I'm actually running. The one here On my left is the one where I'm looking at OBS Studio and I'm looking at myself right here, and then on the other one here, I'm looking at the live stream and making sure that the video's running on that one. Now, all I need to do is and I'm gonna tell you why PC's looking enticing to me. Let's say I spent $1,200 on the 2080 Ti, right, board, and then I spent about $500 on a good motherboard. This is just to optimize that, a really kick-ass motherboard. So that's 1200, 500, various other parts, hard drive, SSD, all this other stuff. I end up putting about $2,500 to $3,000 into this computer that I built, right? And I ain't got to worry about 4K on this one, but the thing runs hard. It runs great. It runs games at 120 frames per second. Maximum, without lagging or anything of that nature, right? So I spent about $2,500, $3,000 versus me having to buy a $600 console, possibly $600. I don't know how much PS5 and Xbox Series X is going to be. Imagine that, right? Imagine that console there. You pay about $600 maximum, right? And then to capitalize on, let's talk about PS5 because it's Sony's TV. So let's talk about PS5 being $600, and then I have to spend the lowest level of $1,000 on a TV. That's $1,600, which is still less than me building that PC, right? But performance-wise, I can run things at 120 frames per second. I ain't got to worry about developers saying, "Oh well, we can only to strike a fair balance between 4K and all this other nature. We have to, the frame rate had to be at 30 so we can hold at 4K." Fuck that. You got the hardware right there. Utilize it. Use it. Okay? Use it. Whereas PC is a more open source format. And this is not me saying PC is a master race, blah, blah, blah. No. This is me looking at why I understand where PC people have a sense of comfort from. If I really wanted a console exclusive game to play, I can still go out at any time in the future and buy that. Like me, it don't affect me. I'm multi-console, y'all. I'm multi-console. So I don't feel like I'm one of those people like, oh my God, how dare you? How can you not a true Sony fan? You have an Xbox One X and stuff. Why are you talking about Microsoft? You should be talking about PlayStation. It's the best. I'm like, fuck off. Fuck all the way off. And why you fucking off, jump off a bridge. Okay? Look, I'll play whatever the fuck I want, when I want. If you like to be told that Sony's the best and you like how Sony, you like the rim Sony's butthole, go to Porter Rock's channel. Go to Solid Rev's channel. Go to MBG. I'm not the one. I'm not. Okay? Sony is not the great company you think they are. Nintendo and Microsoft aren't the great companies you think you are. They have things that I like to play, though. Okay? But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God. And get down and pray to the altar of the PlayStation. Fuck you. Okay? Just because I constantly bring up the fact that I enjoy Game Pass more than what PS4 has to offer doesn't take away the fact that PlayStation has high quality AAA games that they put out. Do I like all of them? No. Do I like a majority of them? Yes. Yes. That don't take away from me enjoying Game Pass. Does not take away from the fact that I like PlayStation 4 games. It don't. And it don't take away the fact that I like the Nintendo Switch, some of what Nintendo Switch offers too. Like, playing one does not ruin, like, you, what are you, fucking 13 years old? You can only have, my mama only bought me a PlayStation, so this is all I know. This is the best. This is the only thing, yo. I don't want to hear about that. Like, come on, man, grow the fuck up. And hey, what's going on? I was about to just call you by your old name, but what's up, Reva? I'm such a Sony fan. I'm likely not getting a PS5, and if I do, it's been years first. Yeah, yeah. Now that's the thing. Like, I don't see anything initially day one that I want. You know, they showed us a lot of cool shit, but a lot of these companies showed us a lot of cool shit, but I have to just look at the PlayStation 5 presentation, realize a lot of this shit have no dates to them. And these games take a while to make. And I've been burned in the past by Sony. I still support them, but I've been burned in the past going by judging game by its cover. But the game looks so good. Remember Killzone 2? Remember how they just to spite Nintendo and Microsoft, they put out, oh yeah, this is gameplay footage of Killzone 2. That shit was not no gameplay footage. That was CGI. And I knew it was CGI from the start, but the PlayStation fanboys took it and ran with it. And then even, you know what even was telling about the PlayStation 2? When it came to that? Hideo Kojima said, Sony promised me Hollywood style graphics, meaning like I'll be able to do stuff almost at movie quality, and the PlayStation 2 is not what they promised me. So it took us a little bit more time and a lot more hard work to develop Metal Gear Solid 2 for PlayStation 2. That's what they said. That's what Hideo Kojima said. So Sony lies a lot. Okay? But then again, a lot of business people lie a lot. So this is not just to throw them under the bus. I'm just saying, like, people have these notions in their head because they like one company more than the other, that they absolve their company of doing anything shady, underhanded. Like, a lot of people are shocked when I tell them how corrupt Nintendo was. Probably still is, but was. And Nintendo turns out to be the only company still making money. They the only company that profits from their hardware. Why? Because because pretty much they make a profit from their hardware. Like, I think they the only, if I'm correct, don't quote me on that, I have to look that up. I think Nintendo's the only company that profits from their hardware. But anyway, Nintendo's corrupt because I think I told you this in the last video, y'all. Nintendo strong-armed retail carriers into not supporting Sega Master System or Sega products. And they said, look, if you want us to sell Nintendo, we brought back the game after the video game crash of the 80s. We brought back video gaming to where it's at right now. We are the top dogs. Okay, we have a hot item. If you sell any competitor's item in our store, we will pull our products and games from your store, and you will miss out. And you know, like Jim Sterling always talk about FOMO, fear of missing out. A lot of these companies conform to it. And meanwhile, because Nintendo was so intimidating to these companies, and these companies like money more than anything, they pretty much said, hey, Sega Master System, the fuck out of here. Okay? That's what they did. Nintendo will always be known for being for shitty for that. But then realize what happened with Nintendo is this. When these retailers start saying, F you, we're going to sell what we want, you're not the big dog anymore. Sega Genesis did very well. You're not the big dog anymore, so we're going to sell both of them. You're just going to have to compete. Nintendo had to step their game up, and that's just what they did. Oh, damn, I'm salivating. And stuff. They had to step their game up. Of course, they put the Super Nintendo out years after Genesis, after they stood there and like, okay, they went into a video game store, and they went and it was like, okay, I'm going to buy me a Sega Genesis. We're going to take it home. We're going to study it. They did the Iron Man 2 on the fucking Sega Genesis. And let me explain what I mean by the Iron Man 2. Remember when Tony let Rhodey beat him. He could have beat Rhodey's ass when they were fighting in his house. You know that Iron Man's a better. He can use the suit better. He just knows his technology better. He could have defeated Rhodey, but he purposely made Rhodey the only one that can access that suit and told Rhodey about it. And then he goaded Rhodey to fight him, and then he didn't stop Rhodey from taking the suit with him. So what he did when they took it back there, they tricked it out. They took the 16-bit technology, everything that Sega Genesis did with their technology, and improved on the sound, improved on the graphics, and all this other stuff. But guarantee this, if Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis released simultaneously, it would have been very different of an industry right now with the games, because they would have had to compete hard. And this is why I push for other companies to do well as well, because competition only benefits us. Why? Because we get better games. When let's say I'm a game developer, I'm a company, and I have to compete with a rival company and stuff, I'm going to try to make the best product possible. I'm going to try to get, the most deals. I'm going to try to do all this stuff. I'm going to try my damnedest to do all of that. And that makes it better for us. It really does, So, back to what I was saying about Nintendo, as the industry went on and more competition came out, Nintendo realized that they could not compete in the console market. I mean, their handhelds were killing it. I had a Game Boy. I had the original Game Boy. I think I still have it. Give me a second. I'll show you. Let me see if I have it somewhere around here. Oh, yeah, I do. Right here. I still had the original Game Boy, my dudes. This was one in 1989-90. When I got this, sorry, I got the dust on it from me doing that. I still have this, dude. So, I really like that. I had the Game Boy here. Man, I used to play Tetris, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Fall of the Foot Clan, which was one of the first games I got. Those two are the two of the games I got when I got this for Christmas. When I got this for the year it came out on Christmas, I think it was 90. What year was this? Let me see. I'm trying to see what year was this when it came out. Do I have it on the box here? 1989. Okay. I think I got Game Boy that following year for Christmas, because in 89 I got Altered Beast, Sega Genesis. But then that following year I got the Game Boy. This one like here, what you see. You ready to see something? Check this out. Somebody traded this in, and I bought it for $5 at EB Games. They just didn't want it no more. Look at the condition of this. This is in pretty good damn condition. All I gotta do is wipe it off. Look at this. I'm sorry, because you remember the green screen? Remember how the green, the spinach screen? Look at that. That's why it's reflecting here. But look, it doesn't have that much damage to it. The ports don't have any rust on it. All I do is clean this off. I don't know where that come from. I'll get some alcohol, get that off. But look at this. It still got the seal on the back. If you got that, the number there, it still has that on the back. Hey, what's going on, Chris? I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. But look what else is in the box, y'all. You got the wires. This thing cost me $5. Even got the headphones, dude, that I never opened, with the red and blue for the left and right. $5. The dude was like, I ain't using it no more and stuff. EB gives you shit. They used to give you shit for what you got. I bought this shit for $5, y'all. So, Nintendo was killing it with their handhelds. To get back to before I got off track, Nintendo was killing it with their handhelds. Always. That's what they started focusing more on. And they realized by the time they got to GameCube, they could not compete. GameCube was my system. I fucking love GameCube. But unfortunately, it was their last traditional console. Because what we got after that was the Wii. And the Wii was just a awesome paperweight. To be honest with you. This is when Nintendo started using gimmicks to sell their consoles. Their handhelds did phenomenal. Nobody could fuck with Nintendo when it came to handhelds. But they started selling gimmicks. Nintendo started selling gimmicks, you know? And that's where the Wii came along. And then the Wii did well, but then the Wii fell off massively. Wii went like this. It's like King the Con, Six Flags Great Adventure. It went woof like that. It went to the highest of the high and just went woof. That's how it went off. So when the Wii U came out, the Wii U wasn't really touted. It wasn't really taken as a new console because it still had a familiar name. Whereas it didn't stand apart from the Wii. And then let's say you call it the Wii U, but isn't the Wii pretty much paperweight now? What's this Wii U? What the fuck is this? They mishandled that. They fucked that up big time. But it was still gimmicky too. Because we had our gamepad, which I'm looking at right here. And you know, the Wii U. What can I say about it? I mean, I like that. I think it's pretty cool, but it didn't tell itself apart from the Wii had some, for the most part, it was mad. Yeah, exactly. That's what it. That's exactly how to describe it. It has some pretty good games, but the problem with Nintendo, and it started becoming evident, is that you went in this path. Let's be honest. The Wii is nothing but a GameCube with motion controls. Why you think you were able to still play GameCube games on the Wii? I mean, hell, mine's even where I got mine's at. Mine's got I got the original one. It takes GameCube memory cards, and it takes the controllers, because that's what it was. It didn't. After a while, they started being able to transition from making the backwards compatible Wii to just the Wii. Nintendo's notorious for that. They did it with the DS. Remember the original model DS? You were able to play Game Boy Advance games, and then all of a sudden they just like, next model, let's take away the Game Boy Advance port. You know, that's their way of telling you we're done with the former console. We done with that. So you pretty much, this is what you stuck with, you know. With the 3DS to 2, with the DS to the 3DS. Yeah, they totally different games now. You can't play 3DS games on your first model, so you have to buy another one. So Nintendo knew just what the fuck they were doing. They do it all the time. See, and that's the thing I like about what Microsoft is doing right now, coming with Series X. They're gonna be like, look, we're gonna support. You're going to be able to get all of these Game Pass first party day one games. You're going to still be able, for the next 2 years, be able to play them on your One X and your One S before we stop supporting it. They give you time. They're giving you time to get into another console, to get into the Series X. You don't have to buy it the first day. And people are like, wow, they're not going to sell any consoles. I don't think Microsoft cares at this point. But back to like what I was saying about Nintendo. Let me see if I got my DS over here somewhere to show you what I mean. Damn, it's somewhere over here. Maybe it's in my box over here. Oh yeah, guess who's going to make their cameo in the live stream right now? He's kind of dirty. He's been kind of unused. He's been kind of unappreciated, but he wants to say hi to everybody. What's up, y'all? You know, I pretty much was only usable for 2 games. You know, that's what I am. This is what I do. I only was able to move stuff. You know, I became pretty much useless when people realized that you can just use the second controller to play Gyromite. What's up, y'all? What's up, Demetrius? But let me see if I can find it for you. Oh man. Woo. See, this is what I wanted to show you guys. On the this is why I pretty much stick to my guns, saying, oh yeah, Microsoft is heavy with the backwards compatibility. They're heavy about having a legacy because they realize they pushing their games as a service now, not like a life service, like, but the fact it's they first party games are they first and third party, and then the third party people, they making deals with them. They giving you stuff to play. They not just gonna just put only their first party games there. They want to give you shit to play because they understand that games take a while to make. And see, here we go. Here's the original Wii right here, right? See? If you can find one of these, you're good. You got your GameCube, basically. All you gotta do is just put the disc in here. It'll take it in the regular one. You got your GameCube right here. And just to prove that, let me unplug this. See? You have this. So you can actually see the ports. You got everything. If you have this, you got your GameCube right here on your way. This is why people started realizing with the PlayStation, with the ports, why would I buy Call of Duty World War? Why would I buy Call of Duty 2 or Call of Duty World at War for the Wii when it's pretty much last gen when it comes to graphics? This is where Nintendo started running into these problems with ports with the Wii, and this is why the support fell off. It's like this. Basically, the Xbox 360 and the PS3 are out, and they are competing. Basically, the Wii is competing with them, right? The Wii is competing with them, and they bringing out the same third-party games, but the only thing that the Wii version has is the nunchuck control, which, I'm sorry, for an FPS game and for an action game, no. And then what Nintendo was like, oh, you can buy the Pro controller and just play it like that or something of that nature. And I'm like, should I have to? But the versions were pretty graphically inferior, and running wise, they were very inferior. So that third party support dried up big time. This is why the Wii made such a sharp drop. And then the Wii U pretty much didn't do anything to really help, you know. So this is where the problem runs. And now look at it, and this is what I'm saying. They were selling the gimmick. And to this degree, even now with the Switch, they still selling the gimmick. But the gimmick isn't something that's out of their wheelhouse. The gimmick that they're selling is pretty much what they excelled at. And what they excelled at was portable, handheld. So why you think the Switch is a hybrid, to quote that? Because Nintendo went to the drawing board and was like, you know what works for us the best? Okay, what works for us the best? The DS. Oh yeah, that's right, we had the DS, right? But the DS is dying. But we don't want to put out another handheld where, hey, why don't we put out a console / handheld so we can kill two birds with one stone? And that's just what they did with the Switch. And the Switch has been a hit. But it goes back to the whole situation with them with the third party ports. They're not getting the third party ports that they should be getting because the console is itself a gimmick, a successful one at that, but it's a gimmick. And this is why people have shat on them about it. But people, oh my god, the Nintendo Switch is such a great thing. And I look at people like Player Essence. I'm like, first off, man, you're a grown ass man, and you should not be into waifu shit like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hurt people. I'm gonna hurt somebody who has waifu love feelings, but I don't give a damn. First off, no, you're a grown ass man. An anime character, you want to talk about? Oh, she's bae, she's this, she's that, blah blah blah. Now I can understand with how I see a lot of people treat the Resident Evil characters. I can understand that to a degree, but I see a lot of them are become big fans of the voice actresses. Like friend of mine, he really loves Stephanie Penicello, like the one that does the voice of Claire. He don't even talk about Claire no more. He's just in love with her. You know? I mean, and then look at Nicole Tompkins, who does the voice of Jill. She plays online. She has her own YouTube channel. She plays Resident Evil games through her channel. She can sing too. I forgot how good she can sing. And then she's doing a series right now where she's playing, even though she voices Jill, she's playing Resident Evil 2, and she has Nick Apostolides helping her, or he's on the stream with her, talking to her. And he's the voice of Leon. So yeah, people have see with the Resident Evil one, people have fell in love with the voice actors because the voice actors have kept connection to the gamers. And you know, and Nick brought up a valid point. Let me put this back. Nick brought up a valid point that in all these rumors they're talking about with Resident Evil 4 remake, he said, I would definitely love to come back and do the voice of Leon again, but just as older Leon, because before they used Paul Mercier as Leon. And if they are remaking Resident Evil 4, which I really think they are, I think he definitely should come back, because it's starting to it's going to be based more the follow up on the remake world of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. And I definitely think, well, especially 2 and 3, and I definitely think if they're remaking 4, they should keep Nick Apostolides as the voice of Leon. Let me put this one back too. But like I was saying about this, you were able to GameCube right here. And there's some other things they were saying about it too. You can actually take the door off of this as well. They even give you instructions, but you can do memory, you can do all that stuff there. I wonder how much these go for if you're looking for an actual way. You know, and it had ATI graphics card in there. Remember ATI before Radeon really? I mean, NVIDIA really started being competition. They actually said it has ATI graphics on it. But hey guys, what Nintendo consoles do you own? Tell me in the comment section. Like, what Nintendo consoles do you own? As for you see I own the original Game Boy. I own the NES. I own the top loader NES. I own a Super Nintendo. I own a Nintendo DS original model with the Game Boy Advance port on it. I own a Nintendo GameCube. I own a Wii U, a Wii, and a Nintendo Switch and a Switch Lite. The only thing I don't own is Nintendo 64. No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't use that long rake of a controller. The control totally took me out of the experience. Let me see if I can get this to focus. All right. You have a GameCube, Reva? Okay. Yeah. I mean, the GameCube controller completely took me. I mean, the Nintendo 64 controller completely took me out of the experience. I could not fuck with it. I'm sorry. Somebody recently made like a few years ago, made a controller that was much better to handle. Like Hori, I believe the company made it. But Nintendo should have done better with that. They should have did that. You know? But you said, all right, you own the GameCube, Reva, and Chris, you own the GameCube, Wii U, DS, Lite, 3DS, and N64. See? Nintendo, look. I think about Nintendo. Nintendo is in people's households heavy. Okay? My problem with Nintendo is not, I mean, Besides the fact that they don't want to go, they don't want to start much more intellectual properties. They don't want to come out the closet. When Nintendo comes out the closet, I would respect Nintendo more. And when I say come out the closet, I'm talking about just admit that you're a kiddie company. Just admit it. That's your whole fan base. Okay? You never made a sequel to Eternal Darkness. But I'm not asking you to go R-rated. I'm asking you to just give us more than what you've been giving us for the last few years. I'm not happy with that no more. I'm really not. It's like a lot of the Mario games play pretty much the same. They do. Oh, somebody's here. Uh-oh. Let me hold it. I got someone coming down. The dog's here. Give me a second, y'all. I will be back. Give me 1 second. Oh, it's my wait, hold on. Yeah, bro. What's up? They here? Wait, hold on. Let me close the... I gotta go handle something real quick, guys. I'll be right back, okay? Hey, y'all, I'm back. I'm gonna have to cut this one short because the constructors are here to finish my place. So I will catch up with y'all later, okay, y'all? Sorry I had to cut this one short, but I have to go take care of some business here, all right? Thanks for watching as usual, y'all. I will check you later. Peace out. All right. But hopefully I will get back on as soon as possible, okay? All right, y'all. Peace. Oh, if I can get this to shut off right now. Right now they're quiet because I know the dog's going to be back here crying. Oh, man.